Y'all, I just made these beautiful cake pops. Do you see them? I did not turn my oven on. I did not even break a sweat. Took me just a few minutes and they are so festive. I made red and white swirled ones and white ones with beautiful sprinkles on top and red ones, all from just a few ingredients. And like I said, no cooking. So y'all stay with me. Merry Christmas, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I hope wonderful and terrific. Probably running around doing last minute things. And I know how you feel. I do. Today, I want to make a last minute treat with y'all. They're the quickest little cake balls you will ever make. They literally take longer to eat than they do to make, okay? So we're going to get straight into it. Y'all are going to love this, especially if you just don't have hardly any time left. And I am yet to find a recipe for time. But if anybody ever has one, y'all please share it. Please. I'm going to start with these little bakery store-bought cookies. Y'all know where I'm talking about. I got these at Walmart. I'm going to show y'all. They almost remind me of a little tea cake. They're very cakey-like and moist, kind of. You know what I mean? Like cakey, not like crunchy cookie. And they have icing on the front of them already, and these even have some little sprinkles, and you can get them in all different colors. Each holiday, they usually have different colors. I have this box. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 in it. That's what we're going to start with today. So let's just pour these in here. Y'all see how fast these little cake pops go, don't you? These are one of my favorites of my granddaughter, Addie. She loves cake pops. So she's going to be so excited today because I'm going to take these and share with her. And we're just going to mix them. Right? Something I want to do, just y'all know I'm always wanting to amp flavor, right? I'm always wanting to add a little something more, a little something extra special. So we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. If you do not have this, you can do this without the teaspoons of vanilla, but I just thought that would be a really nice little addition. I also think maybe like a ½ teaspoon of some almond extract would be really good in here. So any of those. All right, I'm going to mix these and I'll see y'all back. Y'all, they are a little bit on the dry side. And you know, when you make cake pops, you usually bake a cake and then you do a can of the little icing to go with it. Well, this had the icing on the cookies. And you see it's a little bit on the dry side. So I think you could add a couple little things. You could add a little bit of cream cheese, which would be really good, some whipped cream cheese. But I've got half of this 8-ounce container of Cool Whip left from when we made that Ding Dong cake just the other day for my son Blake's birthday. And I think this would be a real nice little addition. It's got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of creamy. I think that's going to be good. And bring it together. So all we want to do is bring it together because we're going to put some nice sweet things on the outside like icing. I got these little candy melts. I'm going to melt these in the microwave while this is mixing together. And I'm also going to melt some red ones and we'll make some stripes on there. Other things you need, and I found these at Walmart. They are called cookie sticks and they're in the cake baking decoration section. But I call them sucker sticks is what I call them. But they're just these white sticks. I'll get some out for you. Oh yeah, that's brought that together fabulously. Yes, perfect. 4 ounces of Cool Whip will fix that right up. See, just one of these little sucker sticks, but they're called cookie sticks in the baking section. And these little candy melts are also in the baking section. If you can't find these, you could use like white chocolate chips. You could use chocolate chips. You could even use the white almond bark. I'll show you what I'm talking about because I've got a package right here. Right here. So anything you can find to coat them with and we'll make little cake balls. Okay, y'all, just that quickly that came together. Made some wonderful cake ball material, didn't it? Let me put this down here. Okay, I have got a 2 tablespoon scooper, just like this, y'all see. That's what I'm going to use to make cake balls. First, I'm going to get these melting. I'm going to do one of these white candy melts. Get my scissors. And the back. Let's see, guys. This is a 12-ounce package of white candy melts. So many of y'all have asked me, Amy, are y'all okay? Because the last video I just did with y'all was that cranberry glazed pork loin with the smoked rice as a side. And literally, I'm filming on one of my cameras is my phone camera. And literally, the tornado warning went off at the very end, which is insane. Isn't that crazy timing? And so y'all hear all this, and I'm like, oh, tornado warning. Y'all literally, right after that, it ripped all the way through our little parish or town, came across many roads, and took out many homes of all our friends and family. And so, what I'm thankful for is no one was killed in it, and so at least it didn't take any lives. And everything we have is material, it really is, and it can be replaced, but we can't replace our lives, can we? Not here on this earth. So I'm thankful for that. But sure enough, that was a bad one. That was a warning, and here it came. I mean, right after that, our house things started getting beat into it, tree limbs. The tornado didn't come over this house. It has before, twice before. We lived in this house. We built it 10 years ago. We sided it and roofed it. 1 year later, tornado came through, ripped the siding off and the roof, shingles. So we re-roofed it and sided it. The next year, another tornado came through and did the very same thing. I worked for a veterinarian, Mary Beth, and she used to pick at me and say that we built this house on an Indian burial ground because every year it was getting ripped and torn to shreds. And so the first 3 years we roofed and sided this house 3 times in 3 years. We started joking about it, John and I. We'd say, we'd be picking out the color of our shingles, and we'd say, well, if we don't like these shingles, then we can get us a whole other color next year. You know, it became such a joke because that's what we do, is try to laugh about the bad things in our life, you know, and make light of it. But that truly happened, but it didn't get our house this time. It just got our yard uptown, our work yard, where we keep all our stock, like our septic systems. We had thousands of dollars worth of septic systems sitting there to sell because you have to pre-order them so you can get the job. Well, those literally got ripped away and thrown into other neighborhoods. And the only thing worse than them getting taken from us is I can picture you running from a tornado, and here comes this big, huge tank, septic tank, flying at you, 90 to nothing. So, it's just a mess. And of course our fence is down, and it literally pulled away some of the toolboxes in the yard. They're just gone. Big rolling toolboxes. They are literally bye-bye, you know. It's just nuts. But anyway, everybody survived it. We do have many displaced in homes around here now, and a lot of people in our rec center. So we could all use your prayers here that we can get everybody back settled, and it's right here at Christmas, you know. It always picks that inconvenient time, doesn't it? I know it, but at least everybody's here to experience this Christmas is how I try to look at it. But anyway, y'all were all wanting to know what happened, and so it happened. I think it was a category, they categorized it as an EF3, so it was a pretty good one. Pretty doggone good one that ripped through here. But anyway, it's gone now. And I'm going to go melt these candy melts in the microwave, just about 30-second intervals, and I'm going to stir them in between. And I'll be right back, and we'll put these together. Okay, y'all. I am using this scoop. It's a 2-tablespoon scoop. I believe I already told y'all that, but just in case, I'm going to say it again, or maybe you didn't hear. Maybe you're like that kid. We always had these kids, that one child in class, that if the teacher, we even had a teacher in high school, she'd say, if nobody asks me a question that I've already talked about today, then y'all will not have homework. We would all be like, okay. And we would just be listening and listening. And she was my algebra teacher at West Monroe High School. Well, she'd get through with the whole entire class, telling us what all we needed to do and what we needed to learn. And as long as nobody asked her a question that she had already talked about, no homework. So we'd all be like, okay, shh, 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 shh. And there was this one little girl in class, and she sat on the front row, okay? She was a cheerleader. Everybody loved her dearly, and I still do, and I'm not going to say her name. It was not me. She would literally seconds before the bell rang say, Miss So-and-so, and she would always say, do we have any homework? Oh my gracious. So y'all know what happened? We got homework. Yes, we did. And we would all, you should see us, we all melted. Everybody just melted in their seat like, no, she didn't. Oh my goodness, it happened every time. No fail. I love this little cake dough that it made, guys, because the cookies have the sprinkles on it. And you can see there's a little Christmas tree sprinkle. I see a candy cane. I see little stars. So you got little sprinkles in your cake. I mean, it's like you worked so hard on this, isn't it? I know it. And if you don't have Cool Whip, like I just happen to have that, I bet you could put 2 or 3 tablespoons of some milk. Like I said, you could probably put some cream cheese, some ounces of cream cheese till it got the cake ball consistency. So you could do anything. You can morph this into whatever you have. You sure can. I'm going to let y'all know how many it makes too. Well, it took 30-second intervals, and you can use on your microwave, you can use your defrost because it's a slower, more gentle heat, then you won't get hot spots. And they're very nice and melted. But you see how thick that is? When I dip a cake pop in there, it's going to be thick and globby. So, same thing with the red. What I'm going to do is simply add, if you've got shortening, you can add some shortening. I actually have coconut oil, and it's the kind that looks like shortening, kind of solidifies. I'm going to put me 1 or 2 tablespoons apiece, about 2 tablespoons, yeah. And I'm going to remelt this about 30 seconds, and that's just going to thin it a little bit and let it really coat pretty like on our pops, but then it will cool and solidify as well. And I love the coconut oil because it lends just the teeniest bit of a pleasant little flavor. If you're sensitive coconut, you'll taste it, but if not, it just tastes good. So I'll see y'all back in less than 30 seconds to y'all. The magic of television, right? This made 32 of our little cake balls, 2 tablespoons sized, okay? I'm going to sit these kind of down here in front of y'all so we can get up here with the prettiness. There's something I want to show you that you need to do with these little cake balls. We're going to get our sprinkles ready because while they're still not hardened back up, we can put these little sprinkles on here, right? And yes, that coconut shortening is what I call it because the oil will stay oily, and this is oil, but it's shortening like. See how much thinner it made it? So that'll make a beautiful little dip for our cake pops. Okay, this is something I want to talk to you about. We're going to take our cake pop right here. We need to put a glue on our little stick, and we'll just use our chocolate for that, or our melts. So I'm going to first push in a little hole. Because if you don't do that first and you get your chocolate and do, then it just totally clicks on the outside and doesn't really do it like a glue as much as like this, okay? I hope y'all can all see that. So I'm going to dip it in just a little bit, and then I'm going to stick it back in the cake pop hole right there. And just kind of go 2/3, maybe half the way like that. And then simply dip it in, spin it around, bring it up. Only thing I like to do there, you can do cake pops 2 different ways. You can flip it like that and stick it in something you have ready. I love to use like candy and stick it down in there that's in a nice bowl or a container. But I'm going to transport these to my son's house today and share with them. So I'm going to actually turn them up like this and put them on a platter like that, okay? And now he's just white, so we want to make him prettier, right? We do, I agree. So I've got these little red and green sprinkles. And I'm simply going to put some red and green sprinkles on the top. Isn't that precious? I think so too. That's one way to do it. Let me do a couple more and we'll do another way, okay? I'm going to poke it into my cake pop like that, and then pull it out, dip it, put it back in there, dip it, right? I always use my fork just to get a little excess off the bottom, just like that, nothing major. Just like that, and then some more sprinkles. all around. Those are pretty, aren't they? All right, let's see. We'll do some red ones because I know the grand youngins, they just gonna want to eat a red one, right? So poke it in, dip it, poke it back in, dip it, clean off the bottom. Y'all see, we didn't even turn on the stove. We did nothing, right? This is almost like too easy. Right, I know. And we too can do just like that. Put some sprinkles on the red. I better do more than just one red one, I know. And then we're gonna swirl some. Yes, y'all heard me. You did. I wish I had green as well. Green's candy melts, because we'd have done some green ones. But I didn't have any. And I live out here in the country. And so I'd have had to go all the way back uptown, then way back home, and then back up all the way. We're going out of town today. I'm taking John Christmas shopping. He wants a cowboy hat for Christmas. He's got winter ones, but he doesn't have one for summer. And I know that it's winter, but he's been wanting one for the summer. A nice straw-like but nice looking one that he can wear outside that actually is gonna keep him in the shade. You know, that's what all your cowboy clothes, they have a purpose, you know. But we like how they look too, right? Multifunctional. Oh, those red ones are very festive. Very festive. All right, now I'm gonna do a few more white ones and then we're gonna do some swirlies. Yes, we are. So y'all just hang on. Now, another little way to do it, you can do solid colors or we can swirl. So let's see here. Let's see here. I'm gonna start with my white melts here. And I want to put some red swirls in there. So, I'm going to just fill this just a little Ziploc bag, okay, with some of this red. Let's see what I can do here. Trying to not get so messy. I make huge messes in the kitchen, and y'all all say I'm so neat, and I'm not. It just looks that way on the camera, okay? I guess that's the magic of cameras. Okay. See if I can do this. See if I can without getting it on me. I've already gotten dressed to go Christmas shopping. We're going to a Western store that's been around forever in my hometown called J&H's Boots and Jeans. And I know y'all, a lot of you locally will know that thing's been around forever. Since I was a little kid, I know, because I went to school with Misty, and her family owned it a lot of her family owned it. And so, anyway, I love it. It's always been there. It's the one you can count on, you know. You love those stores that are been around forever and ever and ever. So that's where we're headed off to today. And they've got beautiful Western clothes. Okay, y'all, I'm just snipping the tip in right there, just like that. And into my white melts. Hope y'all can kind of see this. I'm always trying to show y'all and then I'm messing up, huh? I'm just going to run some striping in it right now. Just like that. Maybe back and forth like that. Nothing major. I got to lay that down before I make a mess. Y'all see I just did some striping, okay? And I'm going to get y'all down here close and show y'all how this is going to go. I did pop these in the freezer just a little bit while I was melting the candies. That way they're nice and cold. All right, I'm just going to dip on the side, get me a little glue. Stick it down in there. Y'all ready? You see me spinning it? Isn't that beautiful? It is. Let's do another. Dip. Dip and glue and spin. You can get a lot of spins on there like that. Each one will be a little bit different, and that makes it so precious. Yes, it does. Kind of like each one of us, isn't it? We're all a little bit different. We may not agree with everybody, but you know what? It takes us all to make the world go round, doesn't it? All our personalities. Look at the personality of this one. Gorgeous. Now, I cannot wait to share these with my family. They are going to have 10 little fits. Yes, they are. My biggest dilemma right now is which one I want to try to eat. Do I want a white one with sprinkles or a red one with sprinkles or the striped one? The striped one? Yes. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, these aren't too sweet. And it has a real good little flavor. Our cake pops, right? Merry Christmas, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful new year. I love you all. Bye-bye. I ran down to the canning kitchen. Y'all hadn't heard me mention that canning kitchen in a while, have you? Not during the winter, I just don't. And I found these little baggies. I keep things like that down there. If I find something in a store and I think, ooh, I'll use those one day, I'll grab them up. They've got these little silver twist ties, and I even found some closing like that, some little ribbons pre-cut that I had down in there. Won't that make pretty? So I just like to package them individually if I can. That way, nobody's touching one and it's safe for somebody to eat. You know what I mean? And I felt that way pre-pandemic. Yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. Plus, then you can just go hand somebody one, you know, if you want to give them away as little gifts. Isn't this adorable? Look, it's even got a little cardboard down there. So cute. And the easiest thing is little twist ties. If you've got a little more time, you can tie you some of that ribbon. But I just think these are just precious like this. So I'm going to do all this, and then we're going to zip off and do a little Christmas shopping and go see our kids and grandkids. And we're going to watch some Christmas movies tonight and eat together. And we've got our little treats for later. Yes, we do. So we're going to have us a good time. And I hope y'all are all out there going to have some good times and make some good memories this year, this holiday season. I sure do. I got to get to wrapping, don't I? I've got a lot to go. And I got to take pictures of these things.